I'll tell you kind of a funny story. In fact, this may, if you're courageous, you could do this. Um, one time I was sitting with it was my weekend with my kids and my daughter and my son and I. We all went out to eat, and of course, I ran a mortgage company. I was just constantly on the phone, constantly, because you're trying to run a business and you're also trying to be dad on your designated weekends, and then boom, somebody called me, and my daughter, one reason I love her so much is, she started mimicking me on the phone. And in fact, if you're really, really courageous, go to your kids and say, all right, I want you to mimic mom and dad, or, and watch them, she was just, basically she was saying, John, you need or Daddy, she's like, Daddy, you need to get off your phone, and because what she was saying is, she was copying me on the phone. So, whenever I see this is artwork, and it's just really going, well, art's open for your interpretation. That's one of the beautiful things about art. But, sometimes, you look back on that, I'm like, dude, what if we got out of our heads enough and you go up to, just go up to a friend. Don't try this with kids. Try it with your friend. Go to your friend and say, could you just copy me, mimic me? And you'll be amused at the answers you get. Here's another. I'm not sure I really like that one. But they like it just as much. There's that. And there's this one. I'm heading back to my truck. I always got some coffee. Did my little corn dog time. Then I always like to go get some coffee and walk. And we walk and talk as good friends should and do, right? Go up to one of your friends, and like I said, you have to have certain friends in your life. You have to have like honest friends. You have to have like friends that are, going to be honest. I want you to copy me. I want you to mimic me, and you'll be amazed at the challenges that you'll see. I even know a guy that, he was an overweight guy, and it was only when he saw himself in the mirror, that was when he went, So when we talk about change, a lot of times we want to talk about the good stuff and the human development, and it kind of all stays in like a head up intellectual, like, interesting, he's an 8-7 in the Enneagram, and I think, okay, and then we live in that story in our head. But I want to really encourage you to really take that story outside. And one way to take that story outside is, mimicking, have people mimic you and say, all right, well, how do I sound? For example, I had this one friend. This was probably about 7 years ago, and he would do a Fibonojji, or he would copy me. He called me John. He's like, I'm doing a John. And he goes, what I know to be true. What I know to be true. Because I was always talking about what I know to be true. And there's a reason why I use that. And I didn't know that I did that until he copied me. And so, but he would also describe a guy that was, with his physicality, a guy with a hammer, like a Thor type personality, like Thor or Thorn, whichever, that. And then, like I said, there's that quote that says, truth without love is a weapon, And my friend was more on the love side of things. He was more on, love without truth. He was all about love. He wanted love. And then the quote says, truth without love is a weapon, but love without truth is hypocrisy. Love without truth is hypocrisy. And it's one of my favorite quotes, because we generally are on one side of the equation or the other. I'm very truthful, and he was very, and the girls he would date would, like, really, take what do you got here? Got all kinds of, here I am in the downtown La Jolla. Got to find my car. I spend half my time looking for my car, and then half my time trying to find a parking space. So it's like, okay, so what's John doing in La Jolla? Well, he's looking for a parking space. He is parking. He's still looking for a parking space. He's parking. And then he walks. So parking's a big deal here. Anyway, I wanted to kind of leave you with that. Because, if I were to go to my Facebook right now and update it, In fact, I may do that. I may even put a post here. I'd go blah, blah, blah. People would like that because they would go, yeah, he was always, because I would even say that I'm on Facebook. I would say, you know, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It's the shortest signpost you'll ever see. See that? It's Prospect and Girard. Look at that. Prospect and Girard. I've never seen a sign ankle high. You're like, it's not ankle high, dude. It's like on the slope there. Like, I know, but you know, you gotta, from this perspective, it says stop. See? All right. There's your LO of the day. Remember, if you're courageous, go up to somebody you care about and say, hey, can you just copy Dad? Or watch how they copy you. And then if you like that picture, keep doing it. If you don't, make some corrections, make some changes. If you want to get really, really honest and really have some courage, go to one of your real friends and say, can you just mimic me? Can you just mimic it? No words, just show me with your, and in fact, I kind of did some group therapy in Austin, really good program called Discovery. And they had this phrase that said, you know, the way I experience you. And this takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. And you don't want to do this with just anybody. You don't want to do this with people who don't love you or don't care for you, because there's a lot of people that just, they're looking for an opening to be a bitch or be an asshole. But once the love is there and you know that they care about you, just ask them, say, how do you experience me? And then don't correct them or try to, you know, debate them, or just ask them that. Say simply, how do you experience me? And then you can align your intentions with what's experienced. There's a line in the 12 that says, we judge ourselves by our intentions and we judge others by their actions. See how rich the 12 can be? Because if all you get from here is to learn how to judge yourself by the way you're experienced versus by your intentions, that's a sandbox. Takes a lot of courage. You might have to break that one down and kind of ask some coworkers and, you know, ask if you're in a relationship, say, how do you experience me? And then when you say, and just let them talk. Say, for the next 2 minutes, I cannot interrupt you at all. I just have to listen and write down the adjectives. And then take those adjectives to God and say, God, help me to judge myself by my both intentions and the way I'm experienced. And that's called humility. Trees, aren't the trees nice? Trees are so beautiful.